In the youth treatment industry, dopamine is widely known as the reward chemical. That's like saying a car is a forward machine. It is, and it's very good at that. But it doesn't just move forward. It's got gears, four-wheel drive, reverse, and brakes. Youth treatment workers can and should know how the vehicle of dopamine works, how to get it in gear, how to use the brakes, and how to lock in the hubs when you need to do some off-roading. Dopamine activation modifies your behavior in response to your experiences. Let's say you have a soda machine in your office, just a few steps away from your desk. Every day about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you walk the 3 feet to the pop machine, survey the choices, and select your favorite soda, let's say a cola. You put your dollar bill into the machine and press the cola button, and an ice-cold cola tumbles out. You get a delicious cola and a spike in dopamine activation to boot. You continue this ritual at your 3 p.m. break every workday for several weeks. Your dopaminergic system is tracking this ritual. The events leading up to your 3 p.m. break, seeing the clock displaying that it's 3 p.m., walking the 3 feet to the soda machine, pulling the bill from your wallet, feeding the bill into the machine, pushing the cola button, hearing the thud of your cola being dispensed, the sight of it emerging from the machine into the bin, reaching down and retrieving the cola, the sound and feel of popping the tab to open the can, that first sip of soda, the precise mixture of tastes, and the sensation of cold. Each of these steps in the process give you small spikes in dopamine and a slightly larger spike in dopamine as you first taste the soda. If any of these steps do not happen as predicted, you get a dip in dopamine activation at that step. A spike in dopamine activation is accompanied by a good sensation, prompting you to continue the behavior to achieve the reward. A dip in dopamine activation is not accompanied by that good feeling. You get a sensation of disappointment, a prompt to modify your behavior. These spikes and dips in dopamine activation motivate you to perform the behaviors that work and to not perform the behaviors that don't work. After the dopaminergic system has helped your body learn the correct behaviors in the right sequence, and this sequence achieves the desired reward predictably, that outcome becomes expected. This becomes your new dopamine baseline. This is how learning works. What you might think of as a simple event is actually a pretty amazing conversation between your dopaminergic system and the rest of your body. Now let's say one day you perform all of the steps. You get out of your chair, walk the 3 feet, open your wallet, pull out the dollar bill, feed the bill into the machine, and press the cola button. But instead of a can of cola, you get a can of orange soda, and you don't like orange soda. Well, instead of a spike in dopamine activation when you see the can, you get a dip in dopamine activation. This one deviation makes the reward at the end of this whole process less predictable. Any deviations represent lack of predictability. For example, if your boss interrupts your break, or if you don't have a dollar bill for the machine. The more steps between the desire, I want a cola, and the reward, drinking the cola, the more opportunities for obstructions to keep you from achieving your desired reward. Now imagine one day a woman with a hand trolley removes your beloved soda machine from your office and takes it to the 3rd floor lobby. That would add several steps in the process, several points of potential obstruction, decreasing the predictability you will successfully get your cola. Many steps between the first cue of a reward and actually achieving your reward is known as higher order conditioning. Now that your soda machine has been moved, after a few months you are conditioned to watch the clock, recognize when it says 3 p.m., stand from your chair, walk out of your office, walk down the hall, press the elevator button, stand and wait for the elevator, enter the elevator, press the button marked 3, step out of the elevator, walk to the soda machine, pull a dollar bill from your wallet, feed the bill into the machine, press the cola button, wait for the can to appear in the bin, reach down into the bin and retrieve the cola, and finally pop the can open and drink your reward. 17 steps between the desire and the reward. That's higher order conditioning. The more dopaminergic steps between the desire and the reward, the more opportunities for something to go wrong and prevent you from drinking your cola. Therefore, the less predictable the reward. The dopaminergic system will only motivate your body to participate in a limited number of steps without receiving some type of reward before it assesses the reward as not predictable and not valuable and stops motivating you to perform the steps. Even if you get the exact same can of cola you were expecting, but it comes later than you expected, the reward is less valuable to your dopaminergic system. Placing too many steps between the first prompt for the reward and the body's receipt of the reward will cause your body to stop participating in the process. It won't generate emotions like desire to prompt behaviors, moving to the soda machine. The criteria to discern whether a reward is worth the steps it takes to get are biologically described. You can't cajole, convince, or connive your dopaminergic system into participating in a process it does not predict will end in reward. Remaining safe by avoiding a threat is a reward. We all participate in higher order conditioning events as we move through our day. We wait till payday before we expect our paycheck, which might be the end of the day or every 2 weeks or 4 weeks. We wait for our turn in lines. We stop our car at stoplights until the light turns green. Dopamine helps us learn the process and respond to cues in our environment. Dopamine helps youth learn the process in a youth treatment facility and respond to cues in their environment. If you're in your car at that stoplight, and the stoplight doesn't change to green for your lane, but changes for other lanes every few minutes, you learn that waiting for the light to change to green isn't effective for that lane. You might decide to pull your car into a different lane and see if that works. If the light turns green in the new lane, you'll remember that when you get to that stoplight the next time. You'll make sure your car is in the more successful lane. When youth are required to wait in line before going to lunch or large muscle activities like basketball, if youth watch other units in line move smoothly to lunch or outside or to the gym, while they stand in one place watching others move forward, their dopaminergic system will give them a message that standing in this line isn't an effective method of getting to lunch or activities. They can't choose another lane, and you represent the stoplight that won't change. When their dopaminergic system prompts them to do something different, the only thing they can do is huff and puff and complain. Staff often respond with punitive prompts, reminding them to hold their tongue or take a sit out, which often means you've added another step to the process before they can achieve their reward. How long would you patiently wait in your car in a lane that isn't moving, while other people in their cars go smoothly about their day, without rolling your eyes or hopping or popping or gripping your steering wheel and screaming at the stoplight? Lines can be a setup for youth in corrections. Staff who understand healthy dopaminergic processes run a quick upshift group in a circle in the great room until just before their youth leave the unit. Then they quickly line the youth up and move off the unit. Dopaminergic cues for group are very different from Dopaminergic cues for line up to go somewhere you want to go. Different cues generate different physiological responses. Choose your physiological responses wisely. I'm Kelly with Body and Behavior Institute. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe. To learn about conditioned inhibitor and whether you or your coworkers are a conditioned inhibitor, watch this video.